This is a recording of me creating a Facebook campaign, Facebook and Instagram. Excuse me. Let's start that again. This is me recording a Facebook and Instagram campaign for a new client offer for Johnson Blythe. So before I started this, I got access to the main page on the website, made sure everything I need is on the page. So the page is looking good. It's got client images, reviews, sign up form, all the things I need for a good page. So I'm going to need this URL shortly. I also went to their Instagram and asked one of the team to download the images that we needed from the Instagram. I'm going to do two ad sets. So I'm going to do an aged under 30 and an aged 30 plus. So I asked for two sets of images for younger and for slightly older, because I think age appropriate images may help make the adverts more relevant. So let's go back to the ads manager. This is Johnson Blythe. So first thing I did was to ask the client to give me access to both the ads manager as a manager and the page, as I think it's an admin on the page. Ideally get them to add you as admin, not an adverts person, because if you're an admin, you can add other people, you can call in the team to help, you can do things like set up the pixel code and audiences. So when you're getting access to Facebook, ask for admin on the page and either admin or manager on the ads manager. Let's get started. So I'm going to create a new campaign, and it's normally always traffic. Traffic is traffic going to the website. That's the aim of this campaign, to send people to the website. There are others here that we can talk about another time, but traffic to the website, continue. Don't use the recommended settings because Facebook loves spending your money. I always do the manual setup because it gives you a lot more control. So here we are into the new traffic campaign. And if you've never seen this before, there are three levels. At the very top level here is the campaign. Within it, there are ad sets. I'm going to go through all this in a minute. And within each ad set, you can have the actual advert. So I'm going to go down these three levels. You can see it differently here as well. So this is the campaign. This is what I'm working on. It's ticked on. So within it is the ad set, and within it is the advert. So that's three tabs, or alternatively, three layers. Same thing. So let's give it a name first. I'm going to call it New Client Offer 2024. NCO 2024. That's the name I often use, NCO for New Client Offer. If it was recruitment or hair extensions or whatever the campaign was about, name it sensibly so you can look and find it quickly. So start with, is it a special ad category? Now, I showed a couple of people yesterday when we do use a special ad category, that's nearly always recruitment. So if you look, credit, employment, housing and social issues. So employment is the special ad category we sometimes use. In this case, not, because it's a new client offer, so I don't need to click that. And if you do choose it, it very much limits your targeting, because recruitment can only be very broad targeting, whereas this new client offer that I'm doing now, I can do all sorts of targeting, so I don't want a special ad category. So we've already said it's for traffic to the website. Just running through these. This is all okay. I want to set a budget, right? I'm not going to do a campaign budget. I'm going to turn that off. You can do the budget at the campaign level. He wants to spend £20 a day, but I want to spend this for each ad set. I'll show you why in a few minutes. So I've turned off campaign budget because I'm going to set the budget at a lower level. So next, which will take me down a level. So we've named it New Client Offer, and I'm now at the ad set level. And the ad set is where you do your targeting. You choose who this is aimed at. Now, this is Johnson Blythe, and I've already said I'm going to do an under 30 ad set and a 30 plus ad set. That means let's do that first. Let's do an under 30. So this is an aged under 30 ad set. That means within it, I can have an advert with pictures that are relevant to under 30. And then I can create another ad set that's 35 plus. But I'm also going to be targeting two distinct areas. They're in Harpenden and Hertford. So there we are. There's the two different salons. So I could, for other clients, do an ad set for Hertford and do an ad set for Harpenden with location targeting. Or I could do an ad set for under 30 and target both areas, and an ad set for 30 plus and target both areas. I actually want to do all of those things. I want to do adverts for Hertford for the under 30 and over 30, and adverts for Harpenden with the under 30 and over 30. So I'm actually going to do 4 ad sets, which is quite unusual, but because they've got double locations, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start with the under 30 Hertford. So if I name it, so I can see later what it is. So within my new client offer, I've got an under 30 Hertford. And the conversion, where we could measure outcomes, it's not apps and calls, it's on the website. Next thing here, this is always hidden. Look out for this one, cost per result. This governs how you're charged, and rather cleverly, Facebook hide it. Click it open. We don't want to be charged for impression. Impression means each time somebody sees the advert. We want to be charged when they click the advert, which is always, for me, a better way to charge is each click on the advert. So unhide that option and tick cost per click. Now, this is another option I like to use, dynamic creative. Dynamic creative, I'll show you in more detail in a minute, but it lets me use lots of images and lots of various words. So always I turn on dynamic creative. Now, I said before, I didn't set the budget for the campaign at this level up here because I'm going to do it by ad set. Now, he said to me yesterday that he would like to spend £10 per day per location, but I'm splitting it across ages. So I'm going to start with £5 a day for the under 30 in Hertford, £5 a day for the 30 plus in Hertford, and then do the same for Harpenden. So his total is still the same, £20 a day, but I'm, rather than doing it at the campaign level, £20, I'm doing it here. A reason for not doing it at the campaign level, if I set £20 a day here, and for whatever reason, the under 30s in Hertford were getting a lot more clicks, Facebook's clever in that it'll put all the money where it's working best. So it put all the money to the under 30s in Hertford, and the others may not get shown at all. Now, I don't want that in the early days. I actually want to say, you've all got £5. Let's see how they work for a few weeks. Possibly later, we could adjust the budget. So where we're getting the best results, we give more budget. But I don't want to do that initially because I actually want to see where we get the best results. So I'm micromanaging. I'm setting a budget at each ad set level. So £5 a day. I'm not going to put an end date on. Sometimes I put an end date if I'm worried it's a really short-term campaign, like on recruitment. We might do 10 days. And if I'm worried I'm going to forget, I can put an end date on. But I'm not going to in this case. Everything else. Right. Where? So this is the Hertford one. So if I click, now I can either type in Hertford or I can actually use the postcode or I can use the address. So let's edit this. I don't want the whole of the United Kingdom. This you put the name in and you search for it. Hertford. Make sure that Hertford in Hertfordshire. Sometimes you'll get strange things like Hertford Road. You'll get something in America coming up often, in which case I'd then put Hertford, United Kingdom, and I'd get a better result. United. There we go. Make sure you're choosing the right town, not a road name saying. So that's centered on Hertford. Notice it's at 40 kilometers, which I don't want. So what I'm going to do is zoom right in, and I'm not going to use that initial target. I'm going to drop a pin. I always tend to use drop pins because it gives you much more control. I'm going to drop a pin on the centre of Hertford. There we go, which we've done. And then I'm going to reduce that kilometers right down. Now that's just 1 kilometre. And you might think, well, what about the people that live outside that kilometre? But if you look at the way this is classified, this reaches people who live in or recently were in this location. So if anybody travels into the centre of Hertford or works in Hertford or lives in Hertford, they're going to get caught by this advert anyway. So you don't necessarily need to do an enormous radius. 1 kilometre is probably a bit too tight. I'm going to move that to 2. Okay, so that's 2 kilometres where people live, work or visit regularly. I think that's probably going to be enough. The next thing I want to set is the age. Where, I missed that somewhere. Where is it? Where's the age? Where's the age? These things keep moving around, so you'll find that you can find something once, and when you come back next time, you'll be struggling to find it. It's here somewhere. Ah, it's probably there. More lovely. Hidden away again by Facebook. Edit. Right, now why is it doing, because I do these all the time and I still get stumped occasionally. Normally there's an age range here. Why am I not getting an age range? That suggests I've set up something here. Let me have a look at the, here it is. Again, it's Facebook trying to force me down a route I don't want to go. Advantage audience is turned on. Which is letting them use our ad technology to automatically find your audience. In other words, give them control. I don't want them to have control. I'm trying to define this myself. So I'm going to use the original audience. And here we go now. I've now got an age range. Because how am I going to do under 30 targeting without an age range? So I'm going to do an upper range of 30. Most salons actually don't want 18, 19-year-olds. Or they don't want to waste their money on adverts. I think they often think that they don't have the money. So I'm going to start it a little later. I'll often do 22. So I'm doing 20 to 30. And again, because previously I didn't have that option when they had the automatic targeting on. Now I've turned the automatic targeting off. I can change the gender to women. This is now focusing better. And notice on the right-hand side, it's giving in an audience size. Hang on, I'm just going to cough. Excuse me for that, it's an early morning. So I've got an estimated audience size of somewhere between 3 and 3,500, 3,700. But don't forget, I'm going to be doing 4 different ad sets. So overall, that's going to keep growing. So this is age 20 to 30 women that live, work, visit within 2 miles of the centre of Hertford. And that is it in terms of the ad set, the targeting and the budget for the ad set. So the next thing is to then go down to the actual advert itself. So this is now, so we've gone from the campaign to the ad set to the advert itself. Now the advert itself, you can name it if you want. They're all going to be called the same because I've got an advert with the ad set is what really defines the targeting. So I've named that ad one, doesn't really make a difference. Make sure you've got the right Facebook page and the right Instagram account. Occasionally, because I'm admin and on the page and manager on ads accounts, I've got a lot that I could be. So be careful that you've got the right one selected. Normally it's by default because we're in the right account. Right, scroll down and I'm going to do select images. Now I've already downloaded, or one of the team has sent them to me, images. You can actually use images that are on their account. So it's going to pick up images from their Instagram, their page, but I always prefer to, because it doesn't always show all of them. It doesn't go back very far. Often, so I always go and actually choose the ones from Instagram I'd really like to use. So I'm going to upload, and I've got a folder on my desktop where I've put some of these. Here are JB images. Okay, so these are the images. Let's show these a bit larger. So this is the under 30. So let's start choosing some. Let's do some bolder color ones first. So you choose a couple of images. Click open. That's going to upload those now into the Facebook Media Library. So I'm going to select those. The ones that are selected have a box around them. So I've selected those 2 to start. So that's created 2 images that I can use. What I often then do is edit that media, because it's what we're doing when I turned on dynamic creative on the previous settings on the ad set. Dynamic creative means I'm going to give you, Facebook and Instagram, a group of images and videos and words and headings, a whole set of them that you can use in. You can change them. You can use them in sequence. You can see which works best. You can rotate them. So by giving them a whole set of images of different landscape and square and different wording, over time Facebook will work out which works best. This is the best image for a mobile phone. This is the best image for a tablet. This is best on Instagram. Facebook's really good at this. So rather than getting into fine granular detail of every advert, I give them sets of videos, images, media, and let them make some decisions. So first of all, I'm going to make a vertical version of this image. So that's quite good. It's like click save. So I've made a vertical version of that. This one, and vertical is often the preferred one because many phones, and that's where most people will see this, vertical works really well, but occasionally I will do a square one as well. You can actually resize it slightly and resize the position. Let's click save. So I've added 2 images so far. Let's see if there's any videos in those downloads. Let's upload from that folder. Right, there's one video we've taken from Instagram. This will take a little longer. It needs to upload and then process. So you've got to wait here while this goes through the process. We've only got one ready-made video. So I'm also going to show you how to make a video. So that must be the one we've just uploaded. Is that the one we've just done? Let's try it and see. Let's click edit video, click play. I recognise that at the end. That's good. Good. The cropping is more limited on a video. Very, very limited. You can kind of go with the original square. But what's important, I think, is the thumbnail, because if you're not careful, it will automatically choose what picture, especially on before and afters. You'll be careful because it can use the before as the thumbnail. So I tend to go into the thumbnail manual and go through and choose what I think is the best representation. There you go. So I've got one video now that we've uploaded and 2 images. Let's upload some more images. Select images. Upload. So let's do some long, in fact, I can do quite a few more. Some good ones here, but there's lots there. Okay, this is going to take a little time. So I'm uploading about 6 images here. So the original 2 are selected. So let's select some of these others. That one, this one. I may not use them all. Let's go and try. I'll leave that one for now. Right, so again, go in and edit them. Vertical is normally the best choice. That's not the best fit. All right, leave that one as square. Let's try this one as vertical. Yeah, that's a good vertical. Let's try vertical. Yes, that. It's positioning it so you get the right result as well. That's okay. Another vertical. Yeah, that's okay. One more. Do I want that name? It's only partial name, so probably not. So I'm going to actually make this smaller. That's better. Yeah, that's quite good. Click save. Okay, so we've now got all these different images and the one video. Now, the other thing that you can do is create your own video from images. So you click on create. All right, this create video tool. Right, this is new, as always, 24th of October, 2023. We're now in 2024 and it's still there. So I'm going to do this anyway because I've never seen that message before. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So when you're creating a video, which is basically a montage of still images, you can choose square or vertical. I'm going to go vertical because most of the images seem to work well. So let's choose a couple of those images. I like that. It's already got some selected. Notice it's got that orange one. It's got the blue square around it there. Let's go for that one and that one. So you can see 1 and 2 have been selected. And you can choose the animation that's used. I normally use slideshow as the animation. I'm going to use that one. So let's click edit. So I've got 1 and 2. On the right hand side, you can see what it looks like. Okay, so I want to add some more. I normally do 5 or 6. So click add image. We've got that one and that one. So I'm going to, I don't know why it's got that one with the box. Let's try this one. That's better. Right, so we've got that one. That one's 3. Let's add another one. That one looked quite good when we zoomed in. Let's add another one. Which one have I missed? Have I got her? That should do. Right, so now I'm going to go through each one of these and make sure that the positioning is right. Remember, this is the one I resized to make it fit more of the screen. On here, you don't click create video because that'll do it. You should just click the crop again. That's better. She was all right. There's 5 of those. Okay, so I've now got 5 images there. Let's click create video. This takes a little time, perhaps about a minute or so, because it's processing those stills now into a video. You can only do so many. I think it's about 10. So sometimes I'll delete an image or 2 to give me space to create 1 or 2 collage videos. Collage videos work better than single images, but I always upload the images first because I can get them cropped and sized and choose the best ones, and then I might have to get rid of 1 or 2 from the selection. You just click the cross to get rid of them. So I've got space for the video. So I've now got 2 videos. The original video we uploaded and the one we created. It won't let me see that yet until I've finished. So let's do the next bit. So I've added some pictures. Let's get the URL. Let's go back here. Let's finish this off. So it was saying I couldn't do the preview until I put that in. That's the URL people will go to when they click the advert. Remember, if we're doing any kind of new client engine, we need to track the source. I'm not going to explain this now because it's too complicated, but we add this for new client engine people. Source equals, that's saying the source is the Facebook advert, but that's the link to the page. And here on the right hand side, you see the advert taking shape. So it's the image, and what's missing is the text, which goes here. The primary text goes above the picture. The headline goes below, which sounds like doesn't actually make sense. That's the headline. That's the primary. So let's go back and do this. So let's go do the primary. So I'm going to put, what's the offer? I was going to say half price color, but it's not. This is, right. So it's quite a complex offer. So I'm going to be, I don't want to start mentioning all of these. So I'm just going to say something like, right, amazing new client offer. Now, remember, this is the Hartford salon, this ad set, so I can actually mention Hartford. If I'd done an ad set that was targeted at both areas, in other words, I'd drop 2 pins on the map, which you can do when you're doing the targeting. You can have multiple pins targeting multiple locations in one ad set, but I'm not. I'm going to separate them so that I can actually, because I wanted to be able to mention Hartford at our Hartford. Now, one of these is new. No, it's Harpenden is brand new. So I'm not going to say at our new Hartford salon because it's not. But when I do the ad set for Harpenden, I'm going to say it at our new Harpenden salon. Amazing. New client offer. You can put a break in here. You can see what it's looking like on the right-hand side as I'm doing this. Now, I quite like the use of emojis, especially on the under 30 age group. You can do whatever emojis you want. You can see what it looks like over here. 3 lines is normally the maximum. If you put more, it'll just hide it behind the picture, and 3 dots to see more. So I tend to keep these quite short. Sometimes I will do a 3-line version. Now that's the first primary text, but because I switched on dynamic, I can add a second and a third and a fourth, and Facebook, Instagram will rotate these and work out which text is also working best as well as which image. So I'm going to do a different one here. Looking for a new, right, I'm going to put looking for a new salon, question mark. I'm going to use the emoji question mark because it's colored. Let me just check if it's a new and returning client offer. No, right. So for many clients, for many salons, the new client offer is also for clients that have not been in the last 12 months. So it's a new and returning client offer. So I'll often mention that in the advert because people who've not been to the salon for a long time might go, there's an offer for clients that are returning. So but in this case, there isn't. So that big disc for new clients. Yeah, this time I'm going to do a third line at Hertford. And use emojis wherever you feel they're appropriate. There's a whole range here, and there's all sorts of buttons about food and people and heart symbols. But this one is the ones I've used most recently. These are my favorites. Looking for a new salon, Bistig for new clients, Hertford Salon. Okay, so I can keep going. I can add 2, 3, 4. You can overdo it. I probably do 3 at most normally. But the next one is the headline, the one that goes underneath, and I keep this shorter. This is your call to action. Now, we call it a voucher. It's just an email that explains the discount. But I quite like get a voucher. To me, that feels like it's a really good, strong call to action. I'm going to add a second one. You keep adding more. Let's spell things correctly. Again, using emojis. Now, there isn't a lot of space, so don't use lots of emojis. Here it's going. You can, I think, turn off the learn more. Yeah, you can change this to other things. Bookline, download. You could try download. But my only concern is download. Would people click it if they thought it was downloading something? So I quite like the learn more. It's one I tend not to mess around with. So what else have we got here? The description. Yes, the description is shown on some devices, like a tablet. If you see this advert on a tablet, there's more space, so it will show more underneath here. It will show a description. So here we go. I might put that in. I often will go here and get something that kind of is a bit longer description of what we're offering. So let's go back and I've lost it again now. Where has it gone? There we go. Description. It's not showing on this preview, but it would show on a tablet. The other little bits here, like I can add when it goes through to the website, you can add a call button, etc. I tend not to use this if at all possible. There are other things like the website tracking using the pixel. I'm not going to go into that now because it's a whole area in itself. But building an advert, that's broadly it. We've created a campaign. Within it, we've created an ad set, which has got clear targeting. And within that, we've created the advert with dynamic creative. In other words, a set of videos, images, and created videos, and sets of primary and text, etc. So these can rotate. And that's it. That's broadly it. Now I'm going to publish that. But here's a trick I'm going to show you in a second. Let's wait for that to publish. That's publishing. If there's an error, it will tell me now. I'll have a red dot and a flashing message to say you've forgotten something. You haven't set this. I would always suggest if you're new to this, show me what you've done, and I'll come in and see if I can suggest any changes. But so what we've created is a campaign with an ad set with an advert within it, the 3 structures. Or on this screen, it's the same thing but displayed differently. There's the new client offer under campaign, and when you tick it, there's the ad set, and when you go through, there's the advert. Let me go and show you why I've done just the one. Right, I've done an under 30 Hertford. Let's duplicate that. Yeah, in the same campaign, just duplicate. But let's change this to under 30. What was the opposite? Harpenden. So I've completely copied, and that's some poor spelling, Harpenden. Right, so I've completely copied the Hertford one, but renamed it Harpenden. So everything is the same. But so all I need to do is scroll down here. The only thing I need to do is change that location. Yeah. So I'm going to get rid of the Hertford one. Harpenden. Harpenden. Here we go. Harpenden. Scroll right in, there's Harpenden. Drop the pin, hang on, can't see it. Drop the pin on Harpenden. Done. Reduce it to about 2 kilometers. A little bit more. That is hard to control, so I sometimes do this. Enter the number and hit return. There we go. So I've now done a 2 kilometer around Harpenden, and I've now got, there's the number. I don't need to do anything else because I've done, it's set for women, it's set for 20, the age is set, and it's also copied the advert underneath it because it's copied the ad set. So I can publish that. So I've now got two ad sets. I've got the under 30 Harpenden and under 30 Hartford. What I'm now going to do is copy that again, duplicate. So this under 30 Harpenden is now going to be 30 plus Harpenden. Scroll down. Now this time I don't need to change the location, excuse me, but I do need to change this. Edit. So the other one was 230, so this one needs to be 31 to an upper age range. Most salons will aim at no more than 60. I'm going to go 65. So that's changed the age range. Did I change the name at the top? Yes. So 30 plus Harpenden is a copy of under 30. Click publish. But I've changed the age range and I've kept it at Harpenden. What I would also need to do is go in and change the pictures. So I've got a second set of images that are suitable for 30 plus. So I would go in and remove all of these pictures and videos and put some 30 plus ones in and publish it. And once I'd published that, I would then duplicate that ad set and switch it to Hartford. So I'd have a 30 plus for Hartford with those images that are for 30 plus people. So does that make sense? I've created 4 ad sets. I've actually created one, duplicated it, changed the area, duplicated it again, changed the area, changed the age range, changed the images, and duplicated it again. This is the way you can do it quickly. I don't expect you to be all 100% on this from this quick run through, but I hope it's giving you an insight as to how I approach a new client offer campaign build. It takes me about half an hour. Get the images ready first, make sure you've got access to the page and to the adverts account. So that's it for today, and we'll catch up again soon. Thank you.